He'll wear number 23. For the Texas High Tigers, Coach Jacob Skinner and crew will start like this. He'll start with the junior guard, 5'10", Ben DePriest. DePriest, of course, wears number 1. He'll go with 5'11", senior guard Matt Arnold. Arnold will be wearing number 3. Number 10, 6'4", senior forward Montarius Johnson will get the start. And we believe Michael Thomas, the 5'11" sophomore guard, will start tonight. However, against Ashdown, he broke his nose, and he does have the little mask, the prosthetic mask or protective mask tonight on. Believe he may get the start. If he doesn't, then we'll see who he runs out in the place of Thomas. And, of course, starting at forward, the 6'8" senior, Cedric C.J. Kelly. That's your Fast Signs starting lineup tonight here at Tiger Center. Fast Signs, more than fast, more than signs. Fast Signs located on Mall Drive here in Texarkana. Jack, the Texas High Tigers in their white home uniforms. Of course, the Liberty Eylau Leopards in their, I guess that's a kind of a dark crimson, maroon, and white road jersey and uniform for the Leopards. And just a few minutes of practice time remaining, and we're going to get the ball tipped up.
Yeah, got 1:18 left on the clock, and we'll be ready to tip off, and we'll see. I know Coach Skinner wasn't pleased with their last outing. We'll see how they respond to the practices they've had in between here and there.
And, you know, we looked at, we talking about the Ashdown game. Coach James Smith brought the defending 3A state champion Ashdown Panthers into the gym. The Wilkerson kid is point guard. Everything went through number 12 last Friday for Ashdown, and he's as advertised. He was the state MVP of the game last year, and you've seen why last Friday. We talk about the inconsistent play of the Tigers. Some of that did have to do with the play that Ashdown put on the court.
Yeah, there was some matchup situations in that game. We talked about during the game, I think, you know, Texas High playing a lot of man-to-man defense, and there were just some, and particularly at his position. He's 6'3", 6'4", playing the point guard position, and we didn't have anybody to match up with him, and he scored 28 points. And you can see why he was MVP in the state tournament last year.
Absolutely. Well, we got the Liberty Eylau Leopards huddled around their head man, Dewoski Davis. We talked about it earlier in the pregame. Dewoski Davis back to East Texas as he's the head basketball coach over at Liberty Eylau. Coach Jacob Skinner, the head man here at Texas High. He's assisted by Keith Jones and Kyle Dickerson. And looks like we're ready for the introductions here courtside and the national anthem. Tell you what, we'll step aside for 2 more minutes, and then we'll come back with the opening tip. You're listening to Texas High Tiger basketball here on CBS Sports 107.9 The Fan.
A senior number 2, Kentrell.
They're going to do the national anthem.
Number 11, senior Raheem Harris. Number 15, senior DeAndre Wafer. A senior number 22, Javon Hunter. And a junior number 23, Kylan Hampton. And get on your feet for the Texas High Tigers! Starting at guard, number 1, a 5'10" junior, Benjamin DeFries. A senior standing 5'11", number 3, Matt Arnold. A 6'4" senior with 10 on his back, Montarius Money Johnson. A 5'11" sophomore playing in the mass tonight, number 14, Michael Thomas. And a 6'8" senior, the man in the middle, number 35, Cedric C.J. Kelly. Head coach for the Tigers, Jacob Skinner, assisted by Keith Jones and Kyle Dickerson.
No anthem. No anthem.
Yeah.
Maybe we're coming back.
There we go.
Well, we bring you back to Tiger Center just in time for the opening tip-off. Going out for Liberty Eylau to jump Javon Hunter. In the circle with him, Montarius Johnson for the Tigers. Johnson, a sophomore. Hunter, a senior, and high off the tip. Johnson back to C.J. Kelly in Texas High with the basketball. Starting Michael Thomas. Drives into the paint, puts in a layup off the left block, and it's good. So Thomas with the broken nose, not scared to go in there, Jack, and he's got the early 2 points.
Yeah, he got inside on the rebound off of CJ's three-point attempt.
Liberty Eylau's finding at the low right block DeAndre Wafer, and Wafer all alone there. He'll put in the 2 points, and we're tied at 2. At the other end, Texas High now working the ball around the perimeter. Matt Arnold trying to get a little lob pass down to C.J. Kelly, and he can't get it down there, so he gets the rebound, kicks it back out. Then under the basket, C.J. Kelly with the layup, gets his own rebound. It's no good. Kicks it out to Monty Johnson at the low right corner. His shot's no good. Rebounded by Liberty Eylau down the floor in transition. Putting in the layup try was Contrell Atkins, and it's no good. Off the glass, rebounded by Liberty Eylau. Liberty Eylau now inbounds the ball after going out of bounds. Off of Texas High, Rakeem Harris with the basketball, drives the lane. Little circus layup from the left block, no good. Rebounded by Ben DePriest down the floor. C.J. Kelly bounce pass to Montarius Johnson, and Monty will put in the layup, and it's good. Texas High now leads 4-2, 6:28 to go in the first quarter. Liberty Eylau quickly down the floor, and once again, they find at the left block. This time, Javon Hunter for 2. And we're tied. Texas High leading 4-2, my apologies. Coming the other way in transition, Liberty Eylau has the ball stolen.
Foul is on number 10.
And then they get it back to Montarius Johnson trying to reclaim the basketball, will commit his first foul. First team foul for the Tigers as well. Liberty Eylau will inbound the ball, the foul on the floor. Liberty Eylau, low left corner, driving the baseline with the basketball to Kalen Hampton. His pass stolen by Ben DePriest down the other way. DePriest with the layup, it's good, and he's fouled.
Foul is on number 2, Contrell Atkins. Ellie's first.
Those teams starting early, putting a little full-court pressure on, and then Liberty Eylau going inside, going to the block. CJ blocked a couple of attempts there early, and then they made one, and then now we run out on the fast break and get the layup by DePriest in the old traditional three-point play.
So DePriest adds the 1, and it's 7-4. Texas High with the 3-point lead in transition, still in the basketball. Michael Thomas. DePriest from outside the 3 on the left elbow. His shot's no good. On the rebound try, C.J. Kelly, and it'll go off of Liberty Eylau's Javon Hunter. So Monty Johnson will step outside the baseline to inbound the basketball. Pass out to the right wing to Arnold, down to the right block. C.J. Kelly, a turnaround hook shot, short of the rim, rebounded by Kalen Hampton. The Leopards push it up the floor. Keanu Shepard bringing the ball down. He tried to pass over to the left wing. No one home, and it'll go out of bounds. So Texas High will inbound in front of their bench. Matt Arnold bringing the ball down the floor, dumps it over to Michael Thomas. Thomas top of the key. Give and go to Arnold, back to Thomas at the right elbow. Arnold, no look pass, Monty Johnson at the high post. He'll drive to the basket, and Monty Johnson puts in 2. Johnson now with 4 points. Texas High's lead 5, 9-4 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The offensive effort for Liberty Eylau, no good. Rebounded by Texas High. At the other end, Thomas with the layup try. It's no good. C.J. Kelly cleaning up the trash. His putback's good. And the seniors got 2. It's 11-4. Liberty Eylau quickly throws up a three-point try from the low left corner. Kentrell Atkins, and it'll go off the rim and out of bounds.
They had a foul, I believe they called on Liberty Eylau for over the back on the rebound.
Fouls on Hunter.
Yeah.
His first, team second.
Coach Davis doesn't like what's going on, so he's got a timeout here with 4:41 to go in the first quarter.
Timeout, Liberty
So
Eylau.
Javon Hunter with the foul, and Dewaski Davis calling the timeout. He'll huddle the Leopards around him. 11-4 our score. Texas I with the lead just in the first quarter. Javon Hunter with the basket for Liberty Eylau, as well as DeAndre Wafer. They've got 4 on the scoreboard. And for Texas I, Ben DePriest with 3. Monty Johnson with 2 layups. He's got 4. Michael Thomas with 2 and C.J. Kelly with 2. Once again, the freshmen tonight winning against Liberty Eylau 60-49. The JV just short to the Liberty Eylau Leopards, 51-50, a close fought battle in that one. 4:40 to go in the first quarter here. Texas I inbounds the ball, 11-4 our score. Texas I with the lead. Errant pass from Texas I, stolen by Damian Henderson coming down the floor. Texas I will try to steal it back, and it'll go off of Henderson and out of bounds. So Monty Johnson inbounds the basketball. Michael Thomas coming up the floor for Texas I. Gets the lane, decides to drive. Tries to put up the layup, carries it low, and has it batted around by Tekellen Hampton. He'll go ahead and put in the try, but it's no good. Rebounded by Liberty Eylau. Keanu Shepard with the lob pass down to the right block. Shot on the basket from Javon Hunter. It's no good. Rebound by Hunter. His putback is no good, but he was fouled.
Foul is on Ben DePriest, his first, team second.
So Ben DePriest called for the foul underneath. DePriest's first foul, as you hear the public address announcer, Billy Lavender. Second team foul for Texas High at the free throw line, through and through Javon Hunter.
Arnold and number 22, Zane Dotson.
Javon Hunter now with 3 points on the evening. 1 for 1 from the free throw line. He'll shoot his second. Second shot is good as well. 11-6 our score now. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter here at Tiger Center. Texas High with the lead. Zane Dotson now into the ball game for Texas High. Gives it out to Thomas. Thomas to Ben DePriest to the high post. He kicks to Zane Dotson at the left wing, and Dotson will sink the tray. So Zane Dotson with 3 points. Texas High's lead now 8, 14-6. 3:34 to go in the first quarter. Down the lane, trying to get a pass down low was Liberty Eylau. C.J. Kelly steps in front of it. Down at the other end, a feed to the left block to Caleb Arnold, and Arnold will put in the layup. Quickly in transition at the other end, Damian Henderson puts up a 3-point try.
2 points by Damian Henderson.
It's no good. Coming inside and getting his own rebound was Henderson, and his putback is good. Timeout on the floor, official timeout. Not sure what happened.
Well, there was somebody ready to check in on the dead ball, and I think Coach Skinner had a question, and so they ended up stopping it and let him in the game. So
inbound pass from Thomas to Dotson, back to Thomas, cross the floor. It goes to C.J. Kelly. Kelly drives to the lane, trying to get to the basket. He'll have the ball batted out of his hands. It's last touched by Liberty Eylau, and Texas High will inbound from the baseline at the north end of Tiger Center. Caleb Arnold with the basketball over to Thomas. Michael Thomas pulls the trigger on a 3 from the left elbow. It's in and out, no good. Rebounded by Rakeem Harris. Harris down the floor with the basketball. At the left block, they find Javon Hunter. Hunter trying to work around C.J. Kelly, and he just skies a raindrop over the big senior of Texas High. And Hunter will make his basket. He's got 6. And Texas High's lead 16-10 in transition. Liberty Eylau stealing the pass. Turnover by the Tigers, setting his feet, pulling the trigger on the long-range bomb was Tekellen Hampton. from the left wing. It's no good. Rebounded by Texas High. At the other end, Texas High is Justin Turner trying a three-pointer as well. Long off the rim, rebounded by C.J. Kelly, and Texas High sets up the offense again. Inside the three-point line, Caleb Arnold pulls up the little jumper, and Jack, that's what you want him to do.
Yeah, that's where he was effective last year, but we give up a layup in transition, so I know we'll have to get back on defense.
So Javon Hunter finding the block under the basket and finding those high percentage layups at the other end. Michael Thomas gets a finger roll in front of the rim to fall true, and it's 20-12. Texas High's lead back to 8 with 1:37 to go. Damian Henderson with the basketball for Liberty Eylau as they back out, kind of slow things down a little bit. Give and go, Rakeem Harris. Harris dribbling. High post, over to the right wing. He goes to Damian Henderson. Henderson decides to pull up the three. Had a good look, nobody on him. It's in and out. Rebounded by Caleb Arnold and then batted from behind away by Rakeem Harris. Harris in transition with the circus layup from the left block, and it's good. So Rakeem Harris with two, and Texas High's lead 20-14. In transition, the ball stolen by Tequila and Hampton. And Damian Henderson with the easy layup off of the steal for Liberty Eylau.
Both teams here fixing to make some substitutions. 4 new players coming in, 2 from each team here for Texas.
A.J. Meeks and Gavin Smith coming in for Texas High. C.J. Kelly and Michael Thomas getting a rest. And looks like Damian Henderson on the floor for Liberty Eylau, as well as DeAndre Wafer back on for Dewoski Davis. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Texas High's lead is 4. They've led by as much as 8 here in the first quarter. 20-16 our score, 30 seconds left. Top of the key, driving the lane, then dumping it over to the right corner to Contrell Atkins. Atkins backs it back out, right wing, top of the circle. Rakeem Harris. Looks like Liberty Eylau going to play for the last shot. And taking that shot was Kentrell Atkins. It's no good on the rebound, and put back DeAndre Wafer, and it's good. So Wafer now with 4, and it's a 20-18 game. Pulling up at the buzzer with the three-point try, Gavin Smith, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play here at Tiger Center. We're through 1. Texas High leading Liberty Eylau by 2, 20-18 our score. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Texas High Tiger basketball here on 107.9 The Fan.
Find yourself in need of emergency care, come see us at Texarkana Emergency Center. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are locally owned with board-certified physicians for all your emergencies. We accept all private insurance. At Texarkana Emergency Center, we have on-site lab, pharmacy, x-ray, ultrasound, and CT. Come see us at Texarkana Emergency Center. Real ER without the wait. The next generation of emergency care.
Well, we welcome you back to Tiger Center as we get the second quarter underway. Liberty Eylau inbounding for the second quarter. Down at the other end, a layup no good. Rebounded by Ben DePriest at the other side. Texas High taking the ball down the floor. And coming down the court, Liberty Eylau now with the basketball. Layup tried by Rakeem Harris. It's no good. But he'll travel with the basketball, says the referee O.J. Newbern. Texas High inbounds from the baseline underneath Liberty Eylau's basket, the entire length of the floor to go. Uncontested, Liberty Eylau dropping back into a half-court defense.
Like a foul on Matt Arnold.
So Matt Arnold with the push-off foul trying to get the rebound. Matt Arnold with his first. Coming down the floor, Liberty Eylau, Texas High in a man-up defense. Over to the right wing it goes. Kentrell Atkins with the basketball all the way across the floor to the left corner. Keelan Henderson drives to the basket, loses the basketball, kicks it out, driving the baseline, Kentrell Atkins, and then he kicks it out to the left wing, taking the basketball, Rakeem Harris. Left elbow, putting up the three was Kentrell Atkins, off the rim, no good, rebounded by Texas High. Michael Thomas coming down the floor, passes to C.J. Kelly at the timeline. Down to the low left corner, Ben DePriest, his shot off the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound between three Tigers. Texas High can't pull it in, and coming up with the loose basketball, Rakeem Harris. Harris finds at the low left corner to Keelan Hampton. Hampton takes the pass, sets his feet, and drains the three. 21-20 our score now. Liberty Eylau with their first lead of the ball game with 6:08 to go here in the half, and it's short-lived as Ben DePriest at the other end puts a little finger roll in. Liberty Eylau quickly down the floor, pass down the lane to DeAndre Wafer. His layup no good. Rebounded by Ben DePriest. DePriest with the alley-up pass to C.J. Kelly, who slams it on. 24-21 our score now with 5:40 to go.
Yep. You hear the crowd on that one.
So Liberty Eylau inbounds the basketball, 5:32 to go in the half, taking it coast to coast with the right-handed layup on the other end, Kentrell Atkins, and he'll get his first points of the ball game to bring Liberty Eylau to within one. 24-23, and Ben DePriest sets his feet, pulls up the three from the left elbow, and it's good. DePriest now with 8 at the other end. Liberty Eylau with the layup try by Hampton. Rebounded by Matt Arnold, and then he'll lose the basketball in transition at the timeline. Down at the block with the basketball to Keelan Hampton. Tried to back to the rim, used a little too much body, and he traveled. Could have been a charge as well.
He was trying to draw a foul, what he was trying to do, and he took a little extra step. Man, the action has been up and down. Not much defense. A lot of full court layups. Both teams having to get some substitutions in.
C.J. Kelly pulling the trigger on a three from way outside the arc at the left wing, and the senior puts in his three. C.J. Kelly now.
Texas High stole the ball that time and was in transition, and then Ben goes in for a layup and gets rejected.
But it goes off of Liberty Eylau, so Texas High will inbound from the baseline. C.J. Kelly out to Zane Dotson. Ben DePriest pulls the trigger from the right side this time. His shot off the rim, rebounded by Michael Riley, sophomore for Liberty Eylau. Sends it up the floor. Pass was intended for Chris Lewis. He just couldn't handle the pass, and it'll go out of bounds.
Matt Arnold checking in for Ben DePriest.
Texas High will inbound at the baseline at the south end of Tiger Center. Inbounding the ball, Monty Johnson. He gets it to Matt Arnold. Arnold finds Zane Dotson down at the low right corner. Texas High just working it around the outside now. Low left corner, C.J. Kelly tries to drive the baseline, going through Liberty Eylau's defenders, and kind of just throws it at the basket. It's no good, but he's fouled. Michael Riley on the foul.
Liberty Eylau switching over to a 1-3-1 in the half court.
For the Leopard, Sean White.
So they called it on the floor as Jack described, so Monty will step outside the baseline and inbound the ball to Dotson. C.J. Kelly back to Dotson, top of the circle. Kelly to Matt Arnold. Back over to C.J. 3:47 to go in the half. Texas High's lead 7, 30-23. Texas High slowing things down a little bit, Jack. Zane Dotson pulls the trigger on a 3. So Dotson now with 2 threes. He's got 6, and the lead's 10 for Texas High. Stolen basketball. Monty Johnson steals the basketball, slams it home on the other end. And Johnson now with 6. Texas High's lead is 12, 35-23 with 3:11 to go. Liberty Eylau down at the block where they're living underneath the basket. Jack, Sean White with the easy layup.
Yeah, he did a good job on the reverse layup. Now Texas High's back with another 3.
Shane Dotson sinks his 3rd 3 in the 2nd quarter. He's now got 9 points, 38-25 our score. Texas High leading by 13. In transition, trying to put in the layup for Liberty Eylau is Damian Henderson, and C.J. Kelly will block the pass.
And for the Tigers,
Liberty Eylau running the 1-3-1, hoping to slow the game down a little bit, but what you have to do is make sure you run it to shooters.
Inbound pass to the right block, just bouncing one off the glass, Javon Hunter, and he's now got 10. First Leopard in double figures, and it's a 10-point Texas High lead with 2:28 to go in the half. C.J. Kelly from the low corner trying to drive the baseline. Howard Wells says he took too many steps.
That's you, Caleb!
Inbound to Liberty Eylau's Keon Shepard. Shepard coming down the floor. At the left block, they found Javon Hunter. Zane Dotson stole the ball out of his hands. Texas High coming the other way. 3-point shot from the low left corner from Caleb Arnold is short. It's going to go out of bounds. So Liberty Eylau will inbound from the baseline underneath Texas High's basket. 2:07 to go in the half. Liberty Eylau coming up the floor. Texas High in a man press defense now. Liberty Eylau breaks it across the timeline, setting up the offense, Keanu Shepard. Over to the low right corner to DeAndre Wafer. Hampton with the basketball, the high post, loses the handle on it, gathers it back up. C.J. Kelly still in the basketball. Wanting to drive the basket is Kelly. Kelly gives it to Arnold. Arnold puts in the layup, and it's batted back. Blocked by Javon Hunter. Liberty Eylau with the basketball with 1:25 to go in the half. Top of the circle, looking and thinking about a 3 and then driving the basket. Javon Hunter, his layup was no good, rebounded by the Tigers. Arnold trying to drive in. He lowers his shoulder and tries to work his way through the defender, and he's called for the charge.
His first team foul.
Yeah, anytime you lower that shoulder, a lot of times they'll call a charging foul.
Well, we got an official timeout. The scoreboard going out here at Tigers Center. Had some issues with the plug against in the Ashdown game, and looks like we still got a loose connection. It's, every now and then it'll just go dark on us.
Coach Jones, I think, is over there working on it right now. You see it flashing every now and then.
So Texas High with the lead here at the half. A game that was back and forth. Lots of trips up and down the floor. Not a lot of production sometimes, but expended a lot of energy. Both teams did.
Both teams, and they've had to use their benches a whole lot, which both teams are able to do. Then whenever Queen City went to the 1-3-1, Texas High stepped up and hit, about 3 or 4 3-pointers in a row. Dotson and DePriest and CJ also. So now the scoreboard's back. Here we go.
37-27 our score, and there's 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the first half. Texas High with the 10-point lead. And so I guess they're going to take a timeout right quick while they make sure that it's working. Frustrating to say the least, and especially for the coaching staff. You got, you got a lot to worry about in a ball game without worrying about the scoreboard.
Right.
Still out.
Yeah. What you don't
Tell you
want.
what, let's take a break right quick while they get the scoreboard worked out. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on 107.9 The Fan.
I don't see it. You got the mic setting on B or 2. Is that how it's supposed to be on this? The way you have it?
The what mic?
Right on the back?
I'm not on. I'm on cell phone. The landline jack didn't work. We're back here at Tiger Center as we start play. Texas High with the 10-point lead. With the basketball, the Tigers at the north end of Tiger Center. Ben DePriest trying to drive to the lane. Then he tries to get it to the high post to A.J. Meeks. Stolen in transition down the floor comes Kentrell Atkins, and he'll put in the basket, and it's good. So Atkins with 4. Texas High's lead cut to 8. Then at the other end in a slam dunk, coast-to-coast drive with Javon Hunter. He's got 12 and 31-37. Texas High with the lead. 11.6 seconds to go. And a double dribble.
I think they called CJ for turning the ball over, carrying the ball.
Carrying the ball by Kelly, so a turnover by the Tigers. Liberty Eylau going to take the last shot of the half. Putting up the shot and draining it was Kentrell Atkins. He's now got 6. We go to the half. Texas High leading Liberty Eylau by just 4, 37-33. We'll step aside for 4 minutes. We'll be back for the halftime portion of the broadcast. You're listening to Texas High Tiger basketball here on CBS Sports 107.9 The Fan. We're back in 4 minutes.
Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, handcrafted stone is our passion, and we ensure our customers receive the quality they deserve. We stand by our word, we stand by our products, services, and work that we do. Our team of experienced craftsmen and product experts have been perfecting their craft of fabricating and installing stone since 1998. Visit the Design Center at Red River Lumber to see the many beautiful stone options available for your next project.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
They said it's working, but this ain't working. When I hit the turn it on, I didn't get nothing but static. And it's clear as a bell through his phone right there at the jack. I tried 2 cables too.
And the phone's one thing,
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats prepared and ready to cook and take home, look no further than Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats select nothing but premium meats, and we season it to perfection so that you'll have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by Lanyard Specialty Meats for all your tailgating needs for this football season or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty Meats.
Lanyards is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Game Day.
Well, yeah, you don't sound any different.
Yeah. Well, we're at the half here at Tiger Center where the Texas Tigers lead the Liberty Eylau Leopards by only 4. And Jack, just like we saw in the sub-varsity game, man, this thing's been back and forth. Texas Eyes led by as many as 7, and Liberty Eylau is led by as many as 3. And now we go into the locker room with Texas Eyes leading 37-33. And, you know, if I got to say anything, Texas Eyes looking a little better on the offensive boards than what we saw last week. So, and they've kind of rotated some things around where they're trying to get some shots at the glass as opposed to taking everything from outside.
Yeah, it was a real run there for, you know, we talk about a game of runs. There for about 3 or 4 minutes, you know, Texas High got a stretched out a lead, and then instantly, you know, they looked like some of them were a little tired, you know, because they're up and down pace. Liberty Eylau got a couple run-out baskets. Texas High got a couple run-out baskets, and then we had the little clock issue. Both of them kind of got a breather, and then here they come back again, and Liberty Eylau hit a couple baskets there late that cut the lead down to 4 points.
In the scorebook here at the half for Liberty Eylau, they're led by Javon Hunter. Hunter with 12 points in the first half. Next in the scorebook, Kentrell Atkins, who had 6. Damian Henderson had 4. DeAndre Wafer had 4, 3 for Tequila and Hampton, and Sean White with 2, as well as Rakeem Harris. For the Texas Tigers, no Tiger in double figures during the first half, but they have 3 Tigers just outside the double figure mark. Ben DePriest with 8 points in the first half. DePriest had 1 long-range three-pointer in the first half, and then Zane Dotson with 9 points in the first half. 3 shots, all of them coming outside the arc for the junior, and he's got the 9. C.J. Kelly with 8. You know, C.J. had the clean-up, rebound, and putback for one of his baskets, but his other 2 buckets was from outside the three-point arc.
We had a three-pointer, you know, and he hasn't shot near as much as he did in the game against Ashdown, but we've been hitting other people for the open shots.
And so we're at the half. Texas High leading 37-33, and waiting on the teams to come back on the floor to start the second half of play. Texas High 8-10 coming in tonight. You know, next Friday, a week, not this Friday, but a week from Friday, Texas High is going to start the district competition on the road, probably with one of the district favorites as their first ball game against Joey Chisholm's Mount Pleasant Tigers. And, you know, so all of this is tune-up for that, and trying to work on everything they can and get something settled before we start district play.
Right, and like we say, you know, the season's usually divided up. You have your preseason, you have the tournaments you play in, and then you have a couple of games right before district starts. And we've seen, you know, Ashdown and then Liberty Eylau, so it should get us ready to play for Mount Pleasant. Will be a good test.
You know, Coach, as from the coaching side of things, you know, how do you know when you're ready, Coach? I know you've been a varsity coach, and you play a lot of games before. I mean, we're talking about tonight's the 19th game in preparation for the district schedule. How do you know when you're ready?
Well, you know, that's $1 million question.
It doesn't really matter. The schedule's coming regardless.
Right. You know, you can look. There'll be some guy I know when I was coaching, I think we were ready to play and go out and lay an egg. In the next game, you'd be, man, live, if we show up at all, I'll be surprised and go out and play the best game of the year. You do hope, you know, your goal is you don't want to play your best basketball in December. In November, you want to play your best in January and February. So, and you set your schedule accordingly. Hope you're, you know, usually at the beginning of the season, you're getting some players from football late, you know, and you have to work them in and see how they're going to contribute. So it's just the basketball is the longest season that you have.
No doubt.
Because it spreads across all the holidays. You know,
sure.
You got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas. So, yeah, it is one of those. It's a long process.
Well, both teams have come out of the locker room, and, man, I mean, they come out of the locker room and they go straight to the court to inbound the ball for the third quarter. Texas I with the possession to start the third quarter of play. Texas I now shooting at the south end of Tiger Center. Working the ball around the outside, the Tigers. Matt Arnold over to Thomas. Thomas almost loses the basketball. He'll bounce it off of Contrell Atkins to save the possession for Texas High. Monty Johnson inbounds the ball to Arnold. Arnold over to the left wing to Thomas, back to Arnold. To Thomas again. Now the Tigers just working it around the outside. Top of the circle, C.J. Kelly pulls up a little jumper. His shot no good. Thomas on the bat on the rebound. Now over to the low right corner. Monty Johnson pulling up from three-point range. It's off the rim, rebounded by Contrell Atkins. Atkins at the other end, tries the layup, has it blocked from behind by Monty Johnson. Matt Arnold with the rebound, and coast to coast he'll take it. His right-handed layup is off the rim, no good. Rakeem Harris controls the rebound for Liberty Eylau. Down at the other end, DeAndre Wafer trying to lay up, no good. Pass down the floor. Hits Monty Johnson in the back of the jersey, but Texas High will remain with the possession of the basketball. Ben DePriest trying to pass across the floor, and stepping in front of it, Liberty Eylau to Caitlin Hampton. Turnover by the Tigers, and Liberty Eylau now with the basketball. High post, turnaround jumper just inside the free throw line. No good by Atkins. Rebounded by Liberty Eylau. The putback is good. Rakeem Harris with two more. Texas High's lead 37-35. Texas High with the basketball. Ben DePriest drives to the basket, just puts the little finger roll from the right side through and true. Now DePriest with 10. Texas High's lead back to 4, 39-35. 5:55 to go in the third quarter.
Liberty Eylau was in a half-court trap last time. Down the floor, and long shot off by Liberty Eylau. I saw there.
Oh, you're good. Left elbow putting in the shot, Contrell Atkins. No good. Rebounded by Texas High. Now Texas High with the basketball. Jump shot pulled up by Matt Arnold, and he'll drop the short-range jumper from the left elbow, and it's good. Texas High's lead now 6, 41-35.
Then you had a turnover on the inbounds. Liberty Eylau throws it in and turns around and throws it back to the inbounder, and he wasn't looking.
Inbound pass a little too long for C.J. Kelly. Gathering it up on the run was Contrell Atkins, and he'll take it out of bounds with him. So Atkins lost the handle on the basketball. It'll hit the north end of Tiger Center, and Texas High will inbound from that point. 5:18 to go in the third quarter. 41-35 are score. Texas High leading Liberty Eylau. Matt Arnold over to the right wing. C.J. Kelly back to Arnold, down to the left corner. Thomas's shot no good, and the rebound try will come off the hands of Contrell Atkins and out of bounds for Liberty Eylau. So Monty Johnson inbounds out to the top of the circle. Michael Thomas. Right wing, C.J. Kelly. Then at the high post, Monty Johnson finds Thomas at the left corner.
Thomas for three.
And Thomas will sink the three. Michael Thomas now has 7. Texas High's lead is 9, 44-35, 4:41 to go. Just an easy, quick layup down the lane. DeAndre Wafer, he'll take the feed and he'll put in the easy layup. Wafer's got 6, and the lead for Texas High back to 7. C.J. Kelly driving the baseline, and he's going to have the charge foul called on.
Team first.
Jack, not a lot you can do about that. He was trying to get to the basket.
Yeah, and they they cut the baseline on him, and they called for the charge.
Liberty Eylau had a shot at a layup, but kicked it to the outside with the basketball, Contrell Atkins. Atkins dribbles to the right wing. Bounce pass to the high post. Javon Hunter, and he'll kick it back out. Atkins again, trying to find a route to the basket. Monty Johnson with a good defensive stand. He'll steal the basketball, get it to C.J. Kelly. Kelly's layup, no good. The putback slam dunk by Johnson's good. He's got 8 down at the other side. In transition, a foul on the shot by Liberty Eylau by Monty Johnson.
Monty gets a dunk on the other, and then they come down, and Javon Hunter tries to go up for the slam, and Monty says, no, not in our house.
Called for the foul, but the slam was no good. And Hunter
checking in for the Tigers, number 22.
sends it off the back of the rim, a little hard on the free throw, and it's no good. Javon Hunter with 12 points in the ball game, leading all Leopards. 46-37 to score, 3:45 to go in the third quarter, and Javon Hunter will sink the second of his free throws. He's now got 13, and the score is 46-38. Liberty Eylau playing a press-type defense now, trying to deny the inbound pass from Texas High.
They're in a 1-2-1-1 full-court press here.
C.J. Kelly inbounds the basketball to Gavin Smith. Smith just bounces it off of DeAndre Wafer, trying to pass it back to Kelly. Wafer gets his hand on the pass again. Gavin Smith trying to push it up the floor, and Thomas is going to end up with the basketball after it goes off of about 3 Leopards. Down at the other end, DeAndre Wafer hustling, trying to steal the ball back, is called for the foul on the floor. Monty Johnson will step beyond the baseline to inbound. Inbound to Zane Dodson. Dodson gives it to Thomas. C.J. Kelly at the high post drives to the basket. His layup's no good, rebounded by Monty Johnson. Johnson kicks it out to the low left corner to Zane Dodson. His three-point try off the rim, no good and out of bounds. So Liberty Eylau inbounds. Quick down the floor come the Leopards, trying to get the easy layup. It's no good on the rebound and putback try. Shepard's shot is no good, and Gavin Smith will gather up the ball and bring it down the floor for Texas High. Thomas trying to drive to the basket, has the basketball stolen. He'll get it back, and Jake Skinner calls for a timeout. So Texas High is going to call a timeout with 2:54 to go in the third quarter. Texas High's lead is 8, 46-38.
Several different changes here. I noticed, in the first half, Liberty Eylau played a 1-3-1 some. And the thing about the 1-3-1, you notice in this little stretch run here, 1-3-1, the back man on the 1-3-1, his responsibility is corner to corner. And Michael Thomas got a 3 out of one corner. If you don't get it over there, if you swing it and you catch him, loafing, you're going to be able to hit that 3. If you have a good baseline shooter, and Michael stepped up and hit a 3 there. And but I noticed Coach Davis didn't change the defense. Both of them have, Texas High was in a 2-2-1 full court press. They were in a 1-2-1-1 full court press. So you see a lot of different, maybe a chess match a little bit.
So coming out of timeout, Texas High will inbound from the baseline underneath their basket. Monty Johnson all the way out to Zane Dodson. Dodson top of the key. Trying to get it to Monty Johnson at the left wing and come off of Johnson's hands, but then trying to gather it up. DeAndre Wafer will have it go out of bounds off of him for Liberty Eylau. C.J. Kelly just sets his feet at the right wing and puts in 3. So Kelly with his third three-pointer. Texas High's lead is 11, 49-38. 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Damian Henderson, top of the key to Chris Lewis. Pass down to the left, block to Javon Hunter, but he was fouled before the shot by J.T. Turney. 3 team fouls for Texas High, only 1 for Liberty Eylau. Low right corner, pulling the trigger on the 3 was Chris Lewis. On the rebound, Monty Johnson battling with it, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Texas High. Liberty Eylau inbounds from the baseline. Inbound pass from Damian Henderson. Back to Henderson in the low right corner. His three-point shot was no good. On the rebound, Monty Johnson will take it out of the baseline at the north end of Tiger Center, and Liberty Eylau will inbound under their basket. 2:05 to go in the third quarter. 49-38, Texas High with the lead. Shepard, left wing, top of the key, Damian Henderson. Henderson into the paint with a pull-up jumper from the free throw line, and it's good. Henderson now with 6. Texas High coming down the floor, trying to get up the floor to press by Liberty Eylau, and Damian Henderson will get part of JT Turner. Texas High now working the basketball around the outside. C.J. Kelly drives to the basket, trying to slam dunk it, loses the handle on the basketball. Liberty Eylau in transition with a pull-up jumper from the left elbow, DeAndre Wafer, and it's a flat shot, but he'll get it to go. Wafer now with 8. Texas High coming down the floor, trying to break the press, and they'll do so with a pass. And backcourt goes the basketball. So Texas High with a backcourt violation and turnover by Texas High, and Liberty Eylau will inbound in front of the scorer's table.
Even if he'd have caught that pass, it would have still been backcourt because his last position was in the backcourt.
Once we can switch it.
So Javon Hunter inbounding the ball. Inbounds it backcourt to Jacalen Hampton, and then the Liberty Eylau Leopards break the timeline. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Texas High's lead is 7. Jacalen Hampton with the basketball, top of the key to Kentrell Atkins. His layup no good. Gavin Smith with the rebound. Smith just banks one off the glass in front of the rim, and it's good. So Smith in the scorebook. Texas High's lead back to 9, 51-42. And just that quick, Wafer gets 2 of them back at the other end. He's got 10 now, does DeAndre Wafer. At the left corner, putting up the 3. A good look by A.J. Meeks. His shot's just a little long, rebounded by Texas High. Right at the right wing, trying to get it down to the low right corner to J.T. Turner. Has it batted out of bounds by Kentrell Atkins for Liberty Eylau.
Henderson checking in.
16.6 seconds to go in the third. Texas High up by 7.
51-44. J.T. Turner over to Dotson. Dotson at the left block to A.J. Meeks. Meeks turnaround jump shot, no good. But he's fouled. DeAndre Wafer on the foul for Liberty Eylau.
Number 3, A.J. Meeks at the line for 2 shots.
7 seconds left. 51-44. A.J. at the free throw line for the first time. And he'll rattle one through, and it's good. Second shot, nothing but net. So A.J. Meeks with 2. Texas High's lead back to 9, 53-44. Texas High steals the ball in transition. Gavin Smith under the basket. The layup a little beyond the buzzer, and we'll go to the fourth quarter of play here at Tiger Center. Texas High leading Liberty Eylau 53-44. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Basketball here on CBS Sports 107.9 The Fan. We're back in a minute.
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats prepared and ready to cook and take home, look no further than Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats select nothing but premium meats, and we season it to perfection so that you'll have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by Lanyard Specialty Meats for all your tailgating needs for this football season or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty Meats.
Lanyards is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Game Day.
Well, we start the fourth quarter of play here at Tiger Center. Texas High leading Liberty Eylau 53-44. Possession will be with the Leopards at start the final quarter. Stepping out to inbound the ball, Beyondre Wafer. Wafer gets the ball inbound to Contrell Atkins. JT Turner on defense of Atkins. Atkins driving to the basket, just puts a little floater up and a prayer, if you will, and it's good. Atkins with 8, 53-46 our score. Texas High now with the basketball. In transition, stealing the ball is DeAndre Wafer. He's going to feed Contrell Atkins, who will take it the rest of the way to the basket. Right-handed layup is good by Atkins. He's now got 10, and it's 53-48. Texas High with the 5-point lead. 7:20 to go in the ball game. Zane Dotson over to A.J. Meeks. Meeks to Gavin Smith. Smith's floater over the defense is good. And Smith now with 4. It's 55-48. Texas High with the lead. Stealing the basketball, J.T. Turner. Turner feeds Gavin Smith at the left block. Smith's shot blocked by Rakeem Harris.
Number 3's Matt Arnold.
Going to go out of bounds off of Liberty Eylau, and they're going to call possession to Texas High. Meeks inbounds to Dotson. Zane Dotson at the high post to the low left corner. He goes to J.T. Turner. Back out to Meeks. Braylon Stewart trying to drive the basket. He's fouled on the way. With the foul, Contrell Atkins called on the floor. This is Damian Rundles, the referee, and so Texas High will inbound. And Dawoski Davis wants to call a timeout before Texas High can inbound the ball.
Full timeout.
So it's a minute timeout here at Tiger Center. Tell you what, let's step aside for 30 seconds, get a commercial break in while we can. We'll be back to Tiger Center here on 107.9 The Fan in 30 seconds. I don't know if it's any better or what. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
He probably decided just to leave us alone because it's messing me up. Well, Jack, 55-48 coming down to the wire. Another close game here, a rival game. So, you know, the emotions are high. You know, how are you going to maintain the lead?
Well, the pace has never slowed. Yeah, the pace hasn't slowed much, other than Liberty Eylau every now and then dropping into a zone, and then it hurt them. They gave up 2 or 3 3-pointers. So I'm sure Coach Davis and Coach Skinner are trying to figure out what's going to work best down the stretch.
You ever miss this?
Yeah, sometimes.
A.J. Meeks trying to inbound the ball, putting out the leopard foot was Javon Hunter, and he'll kick it out of bounds. We'll reset and try again. A.J. Meeks float pass to Braylon Stewart. Stewart to the high post, trying to give it to Arnold and reading the potential pass, stealing the ball, Contrell Atkins. Atkins will take it coast to coast after his steal and put in his 12th point of the ball game to bring the Leopards to within 5. 55-50 our score. Stewart pulls the trigger on a 3. It's a little short. On the rebound try, there's a foul called on the floor. And the foul called on Liberty Eylau is Rakeem Harris.
His first, team foul number 5.
So Texas High will inbound from the baseline under their basket after the foul on the floor. Monty Johnson will step outside the baseline to inbound the ball. They'll bounce pass to Zane Dotson over to the right wing to Arnold. Arnold setting up the offense. Dotson to the top of the key. And he's going to move his feet, just shuffle it a little bit, Jack, before he passes to C.J. Kelly, and he's called for the walk.
That's one thing everybody is consistent. We get officiating. We get the shuffle.
They won't let you get away with it. So Liberty Eylau inbounds the ball after the turnover down the floor. Rakeem Harris, and he pulls up. The shot blocked by C.J. Kelly, gathered up by Matt Arnold. Arnold trying to feed Kelly with the alley-oop, and just couldn't quite get it to Kelly. It's going to come off of Liberty Eylau and out of bounds. Tigers got lucky with that to retain the possession. I guess Liberty Eylau was on the baseline when they last touched the ball because they bounced it off of C.J. Kelly to save it. Texas High inbounds the ball. Dodson, top of the key. Aaron Meeks trying to drive the lane, has the ball stolen. Coming the other way, Kentrell Atkins. Atkins layup no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Dodson breaks the timeline. Pass over to Monty Johnson. Right wing, Zane Dodson, top of the key. Matt Arnold drives to the high post and kicks it back out. The Tigers working it around the outside. C.J. Kelly finds a route to the goal, tries to slam, it's no good. On the rebound try, Texas High standing on the baseline. Called out of bounds, and Liberty Eylau will inbound with 5:14 to go in the game.
Staying at the 5-point margin here has been kind of both ends and had several opportunities to either Texas High extend the lead and Liberty Eylau cut into it, but haven't been able to hit the shots.
Deanna Shepard with the basketball. Right wing, dribbles to the high post. Back to the top of the key, DeAndre Wafer. Whistle on the floor.
Fouls on number 10, Monterius Johnson.
So Monty Johnson defensively a little aggressive. He's called for the foul on the floor. The quick inbound pass from Liberty Eylau. The shot from the right corner, Chris Lewis, is no good. The putback is good by the Liberty Eylau Leopards. The other end, Texas High trying to get a layup. On the foul for Liberty Eylau, Javon Hunter.
Team foul number 6.
Aaron Meeks does a good job. If he'd have gone in regular for the layup, probably been blocked, but he goes in for the reverse and gets fouled.
Meeks at the free throw line, and his shot was as far in the basket as it could get, and then come back out. No good.
It's like we always say, Keith, these games may go down to free throws down the stretch.
3-point game, Texas High leading 55-52, 4:38 to go, and Meeks will sink his second. So A.J. Meeks with 3 points, all of them coming from the charity stripe. Texas High's lead back to 4, 56-52. Firing up the three-point shot, Chris Lewis. It's no good on the rebound, DeAndre Wafer. And Wafer tries a no-look pass that is knocked out of bounds. Texas High inbounding the ball, and Wafer trying to steal it back.
No, they may have an injury.
Number 1, Ben DePriest. Hampton for Liberty Eylau.
Injury on DeAndre Wafer, and he's going to come to the bench.
I think when they were on the loose ball, when they were diving, he might have caught his
foot and eye or something.
Yeah, maybe I think he caught it on the floor.
Yeah.
And I think we had some blood out there on the floor also.
So they give DeAndre Wafer a towel and take him to the bench, and now Coach Davis mopping some I guess droplets off the floor.
Well, he and Matt Arnold went for the loose ball. And they didn't bump into each other, but I think they had a little contact with the floor.
56-52. We got the floor mopped up now, and Howard Wells ready to give the ball to Monty Johnson and get it inbounded here. Just a 4-point lead. Texas High's led by as many as 8. Liberty Eylau is led by as many as 3. And coming down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Texas has maintained about a 5-point lead. Coming down the floor, Texas High passes it down to the left wing, has it knocked out of bounds by Liberty Eylau's Javon Hunter. Ben DePriest will inbound in front of the Tiger bench with 4:14 to go in the ballgame. C.J. Kelly, top of the circle. To the left wing, Ben DePriest drives to the paint, trying to get a layup off, and man, just too many defenders in there. He'll lose a handle on the basketball, gathered up by Keanu Shepard. The other end, Shepard pulling up the shot from the right wing. It's no good. Off the rim, off the Texas High.
Checking in for the Leopards, number 2.
Liberty Eylau will inbound from the baseline under their basket. Inbound pass to the left wing. Kentrell Atkins putting up the three-point shot. No good. Rebounded by Tequila Hampton. Hampton dribbles out, then puts up a layup try. No good. Rebounded by Keanu Shepard. And Shepard's putback's good. Texas High's lead's cut to 2. 56-54 with 3:36 to go. Ball out of bounds across the way.
A couple of times down the stretch here, you notice Keanu Shepard has been on the backside and been able to get a rebound. I think we lost who we had. You know, looked like he's been able to get 2 putbacks here late.
So timeout called on the floor by Dawaski Davis, and 3:36 to go here in the ball game. Texas High's lead 56-54.
It kind of bounced back and forth there for Keith. It looks like Liberty Eylau was giving Texas High every opportunity they could to pull away. And then we missed several easy shots and turned the ball over. And then finally it just kind of bounced back and forth. Liberty Eylau made a few baskets and cut us down to a 2-point game.
Close one.
Close one. Now Texas High will be shooting 1-1 on the next foul. And then Liberty Eylau has Texas High. There'll be 2 more fouls before they get into the.
You know, Jack, this game between Texas High and Liberty Eylau always comes down to this. I can't remember a runaway game in recent years anyway between these two teams.
Yeah, you know, there's always something about a rival that just you can kind of throw away the records.
Kids know each other, play with each other all the time in summer. Texas High inbounds the ball. Ben DePriest trying to find Zane Dotson at the left corner, stepping in front of it. The Liberty Eylau defense, feeding Kentrell Atkins. He'll take it coast to coast, right-handed layup from the right block's good. He's got 14 and we're tied at 56 with 3:12 to go. C.J. Kelly, top of the circle, and C.J. knocks down his 4th 3 of the ball game. He's got 14 and it's 59-56. Texas High back to a 3-point lead. Low right corner, Keontrell Atkins with the basketball. Keanu Shepard. Liberty Eylau kind of just moving the ball around, right around the right elbow. They find at the left block Javon Hunter, who tries a dunk attempt, but it's in and out, no good. Rebounded by Texas High. 2:32 to go in the contest. Texas High with the 3-point lead, 59-56. Coach Skinner has his Tigers kind of slowing the basketball down. Michael Thomas to Zane Dotson, just kind of working it around the top of the circle are the Tigers. Michael Thomas sees a little breathing room down the lane, goes to take the shot or take the drive, and he'll walk. Turnover by Texas High. Javon Hunter will inbound the basketball. Liberty Eylau now trailing by 3 with the basketball. 2 minutes to go in the game. Driving the baseline for Liberty Eylau to Kalen Hampton. His shot no good. Gets the rebound, then puts up a little floater. It's going to fall off the left side of the rim. C.J. Kelly there to get the rebound. Zane Dotson down the floor. Over to Ben DePriest. DePriest covered with the basketball to the left side of the rim. He's going to put in the left-handed layup, and it's good. Jake Skinner trying to get a timeout during that whole drive by Ben DePriest. He didn't get it. DePriest makes the bucket, and then he gets the timeout.
That's that play where the coach is going, no, 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 and then he goes, yes.
We made it.
We made it, and then get your timeout.
61-56, Texas High increases their lead to 5 as we come down the stretch here. We're inside 2 minutes to go in the ball game now.
The three-pointer by CJ was big.
It was huge.
Yeah. And he's able to, tonight he's been able to step out and hit 4 3-pointers?
4 3-pointers, yep. He's got 14 points, does CJ Kelly. Zane Dotson with 9. 3 of his come from three-point range. Ben DePriest with a three-point shot, as well as Michael Thomas. So Texas High from the perimeter has had a pretty good percentage there.
Yeah. You know, last game, Zane Dotson was the leading scorer with 20 points, and he had several threes in that game. I would say our three-point shooting is a lot better tonight than it was.
9 3-pointers by the Tiger offense.
Well, we always said you live and die by the three-point line.
Liberty Eylau with 3 guys in double figures, all of them coming from layups.
Right. Several high-flying plays missed here tonight. Several players trying to come in and dunk and excite the crowd. We've had a few, and then we've also had several that came back.
Yeah, come right back out.
Yeah.
1:36 to go. 5-point Texas High lead, 61-56, 1:30. And counting. Liberty Eylau with the basketball. Rakeem Harris. Harris out to the top of the circle. Damian Henderson over to the left wing. A three-point shot fired up by Rakeem Harris. It's no good, off of Texas High on the rebound and out of bounds. So Liberty Eylau inbound from the baseline. Out to the right wing to Damian Henderson. Left elbow it goes.
Run off.
Three-point shot at the low left corner from Damian Henderson, no good. CJ Kelly will gather up the rebound with a minute to go. Texas High dribbling the basketball, just keeping it away from Liberty Eylau now as they try to trap Michael Johnson. Johnson
Timeout, Texas High.
about to lose the basketball, and Jake Skinner gets the timeout called that time with 50 seconds to go in the game. Texas High's lead is still by 5, 61-56. That saved the possession for the Tigers, Jack.
Yeah, Coach Davis is up hollering to tell his kids to foul because they're going to have to give 2 more fouls before they get them to the line to stop the clock. And Coach Skinner's trying to get a timeout. So, with a 5-point lead, you know, you can dictate the game. You know, you're in this timeout, you're telling your team, we're not shooting anything but layups.
Right.
Make sure you meet every pass. They've got a foul to stop the clock, so expect it. That's the reason why you tell your kids always meet the pass, because if you meet the pass, they're going to run into you and you're in the free throw line. But they're going to have to give 2 fouls real quick here without getting much time off the clock.
There'll be some points scored while the clock stopped for sure.
Yes, exactly.
5 points are lead, 61-56, 50 seconds inside a minute to go in this one. Texas High with the lead over Liberty Eylau, and mass exodus of students here.
I
don't know what's going on there. Michael Johnson inbounds to Matt Arnold, backcourt. Arnold trying to avoid the trap. He's going to step around the trap. He just didn't dribble the basketball, and it's going to be called for the travel. Turnover by Texas High. Liberty Eylau will inbound with 45 seconds left to work with. Rakeem Harris trying to pass it down to the right corner to Kalen Hampton, and Michael Johnson will bat it out of bounds. Liberty Eylau inbounds in front of their bench. 38 seconds now with the basketball. Losing the handle on it was Damian Henderson. Henderson just was dribbling and just lost the basketball into his bench. Texas High will inbound with 33 seconds to go and the 5-point lead. Michael Johnson with the inbound pass, and he's immediately fouled. Looks like by Rakeem Harris, his second.
His second team foul number 7.
I had the fouls reversed there, kid.
Yeah, Texas High's going to go to the free throw line 1-1.
Texas High's in good shape there because they've got 2 more to give before Liberty Eylau gets to the line.
So, you know, if you're Dewasky Davis, you may not want them to foul because wrong people going to the line. Michael Thomas makes the shot. He's now got 8. Thomas's first trip to the free throw line. He's 1 for 1. 62-56, a 6-point Texas High lead. And the second one will fall after rattling all around the rim. 63-56, 28 seconds. Texas High leading Liberty Eylau. Liberty Eylau with the basketball, a 3-point shot. Fired up from the left wing by Contrell Adkins, rebounded by Zane Dotson. Texas High with the basketball. Ben DePriest dribbling around, 10 seconds to go. Texas High is going to be happy to just let time run out on this one, and that's what will happen. So the final buzzer will sound. Texas High gets the win over Liberty Eylau here tonight at Tiger Center, 63-56. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back to wrap things up here at Tiger Center. You're listening to Texas High Tiger basketball here on CBS Sports 107.9 The Fan. We're back in 2 minutes.